Two douchebags on a couch. One's an asshole, one's a grouch. And relentless.
Alright, so let's do it.
Yeah.
No. Are we ready? Okay, hello, welcome back to Jim. Welcome back. This is actually episode 8. This is Jim Jeffries. I'm here with Eddie Ift. I've been away on tour for the last few months, so you've been listening to pre-records, but this one is actually fresh and just about to be aired.
Yeah, it's live. It's this goes up. You'll hear it on Tuesday. We recorded it last night.
Now, this is the first time that we've actually, because we recorded the first 7 episodes and then put them out, and we didn't know if anyone was going to listen. So over this time that the episodes have gone out, people have been listening and tuning in, and there's been a lot of broken promises and a lot of talk of check out the webpage and look at the photos, and we'll be putting photos up on the webpage. And you may notice there's not a fucking webpage.
No webpage, no fan page, no photos, no stunts. We haven't done
There's nothing's actually gone up. I just yesterday got an email address which is jimandeddie@yahoo.com, and it's the word "and." We don't use the little curly thing, and I don't agree with those anyway. I don't like abbreviating small words. That's why I've never liked @ symbols.
You have to do it on Twitter, though, because you only get 140 characters, and you have to figure out. That's why I hate Twitter.
True. Now, we have got one letter. Now, this letter, I'm going to read out.
Wait. But let me set this up before you read.
Oh, no, I'm going to set it up.
But I want to mention that, like, we have, without having any kind of websites or anything, we've gotten tons of feedback through Twitter, Facebook, all kinds of things, and there have been a lot of debates over Jason. And
there's a lot of debates on what Lindsay looks like.
Yeah, people want to see Lindsay and her boobs. People want to see Jason and his boobs. And people want, like, some people love Jason and some people don't like Jason.
I think also universally, if you read the comments on iTunes, everyone loves me and a few people are disgruntled with Eddie.
Oh, thank you.
But that's, neither here nor there. Now, we have received... See, it's easy to dish it out, isn't it, Eddie? Yeah, everyone hates Jason. Anyway.
Yeah, there are a couple. But I find that one person that really hates me has been on, like, every single site they can... Like, they sit around on the computer and they find your Facebook.
Oh, I would like to act like we're cool and we don't read it, but we read it.
Oh, I read every single thing possible.
We read all the forums.
I Google myself.
Now, anyway, we have received one letter. Now, this letter is from my brother Scott. Now, I have to set this up. My brother Scott hasn't spoken to me in over a year. He's never come to one of my stand-up gigs. He's never had an interest in what I did. He's a businessman. He's an important sort of guy. And he's become a very big fan of the podcast.
So big that the other day I go on my Facebook and I've got a request for ad by Scott.
Yeah.
Jeffries, or Scott Nugent.
Which is my real surname.
Jim's real name is Nugent.
Jim Nugent. Yeah.
And so I look and I'm like, this is Jim's brother. So I go, Jim, should I add your brother as my friend on Facebook? And he goes, hold on.
Right, now the thing is, you got to understand that I haven't had contact with him. The first bit of contact I have with him is him talking about, not what have you been up to with your life, how's things going, my kids are growing up well, you should come and see them. None of that. This is the letter I got. I've heard all your podcasts. They're brilliant. You should do the Glory Hole Challenge. Eddie and Jason are big fags. Just do it. It would be gold, gold, gold.
Now, if you're listening and you haven't heard what the Glory Hole Challenge is, Jim has been pushing this very hard, and we promised to do it. Well, we didn't promise to do it because Jason and I never agreed to do it, but what it is Jim wanted to build a box and put inside the box 3 people. There would be 3 holes in the box. There would be 2 females and 1 male, and we would all at the same time stick our cocks in the hole and get our dick sucked, and we wouldn't know which one of us got the guy.
I'm just saying that would send the podcast viral, but you don't seem to want to be successful.
It's not that I don't want to be successful. I don't want to be homosexual.
Anyway, I will continue on with the letter. You'll find this next bit funny. I have been writing positive reviews on iTunes for you and negative reviews on other people's sites, such as Britpod. These 5 poms are shit, for example. The first episode was brilliant. Jason's CV is classic. Shame you couldn't get a date for that fat cunt. You're 100% sure. You're 100% right. You need to make sure you follow through on your stuff. Otherwise, you will lose your edge. Do the glory hole challenge. Make that fat prick put his cock in the box. You should have called the show Bullies! ! Lindsay's voice sounds hot, but I'm sure she looks like mum. Which is fairly accurate. Now if you've heard about my mum, if you've watched my stand-up, is a big fat woman that we called Gunter after an elephant from the Moscow circus, and my brother has written up Gunter up. Lindsay is Gunter Mark II. So does my mum. I told Mum that you do a podcast. I told her to listen, and then I heard you talking about her being fat. I've since rung her up and told her not to listen. I still call her Gunter occasionally. Like when she fell asleep at Christmas at the couch watching telly, I shouted, "Get the fuck up, Gunter." It never gets old. You should also tell a story about when I met you in Perth and I made you wear your boxers outside of your pants and put a cape on. This is a long story that he had. And I made your friend think that I was going to buy him a hamburger, and then when he went to eat it, I threw it in the bin. Ha 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 ha.
This explains a lot about you
and then he goes,
and your treatment of Jason.
He goes, "Jason is your new Andrew. You've always had sidekick retards around you. Colin, Andrew, Jason, just like Batman." Here we go.
I don't remember Batman.
Because Batman had a Robin, right?
Oh.
And then he goes, Marie and the kids, Marie's his wife, Marie and the kids are coming over. We're coming over to LA for Christmas 2011. It'll be great to see you, et cetera, et cetera. We're going to come and go to Disneyland, blah, 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 which is all very nice family stuff. And then the last paragraph. Plan a podcast while I'm there. I want to punch Jason in the gut. And I'm prepared to pay my whole family. I'm prepared to pay for my whole family to fly business class to LA to do it. I have made a lot of money in my life, but there has always been something missing. This is it. Punching Jason will be my proudest achievement. All the love, Scott.
Wow.
Put that in context.
Let me just say, Jim, that a lot of the pieces of the puzzle are coming together now.
I think that's a funny letter. And he'll be listening. And then I wrote back to him, I said, "Jason's not that bad." And he goes, "Just tell that fat cunt I'm going to punch him." Like he really hates you. Like he's bought into the podcast completely, all the nastiness.
That's great.
Well, since we've been gone, a lot of developments have happened with Jason. If you've noticed, he's got a lot of confidence.
Oh, I have to say, because I've been away for a long time. As soon as I came back, I heard all the news. And I have Skyped Jason a couple of times. And let's just say what the number 2 has become.
Number 5.
Number 5. And
He's looking at us like this needs to be edited out of the show.
We're not going to say who or what, but he's back on the market.
Look at him. He's very nervous.
He's swinging. He's holding a Nerf gun up.
Who knows what you're going to do?
No, we're not going to do anything.
What can we talk about? Is there stuff we should stay off limit? Because he said today, I ran into him today at the coffee shop, and I said something, and he said, "You need to keep our universe out of this universe, and we can't mix his universe."
Because some of the people at the coffee shop don't like us because they feel that we pick on Jason too much. So we're going to try to lighten up on that.
Yeah.
But the local people in the neighborhood aren't happy with us particularly.
Yeah.
So is there anything we should know about these girls? Anything that you can actually divulge?
He's dating.
Well, I just know that it's really a pain in the ass dating people.
Why?
It's just easier when you just don't have to,
You said to me last night, you said, "Jim, this is the best I've ever been. Fuck that married shit. I'm out there, Jim."
Yeah, I know. Every day's different.
The first time he came back from losing his virginity again, he said to me, "It's a whole new world out there. It's different since I was in the game." And I said, "How was it?" And he goes, "It was great." And he goes, "But I didn't come." And I said, "Why not?"
Don't tell
I
me.
said, "Why not?" And he goes, "Because I had to take a shit."
Is that really?
That's never happened to
Stop
you?
you from coming. No. Maybe if I need to have a piss desperately, that would, because it's the same hole. But no, I've never
But
gone.
it's the same muscle for the orgasm.
I've followed through on a fart whilst coming.
But they went all night. They went all night.
Why didn't you just say excuse me and have a shit halfway through and then come back?
Because his
'Cause I'm
toilet's
still
in his
shy.
room.
You're still shy.
About pooping around people, yeah.
You don't have to poop around her. There's another room built just for it. Or was it your apartment?
No,
Where
no.
it's just the bucket in the corner of the hovel you live in.
Speaking of that, I was down at El Porto yesterday on the beach, and I had to go take a shit, and I went into the bathrooms. Have you ever seen this, Colin? I went into the bathrooms on El Porto Beach, and they don't have stalls. They just have toilets lined up like that you sit down on, and people come into the bathroom, and you're sitting there all alone, just in front of everyone taking a shit, and I couldn't do it. I had to shit so bad. Could you shit right in front of people that you don't know?
I could. Yeah, I've done it in the woods, like in a hole.
The woods is fine, but the woods is different than a public. Yeah, like people walking in the bathroom and the first thing they see is you. Yeah, it was really creepy.
Yeah, no, I don't
think in
I don't-
2011
I don't do
they'd
many
have
shits
fucking
in public
stalls.
toilets. So. Tell
I can't.
that other story.
Which one?
You know.
Oh, so there were some more developments while we were gone, and I have a million Jasonisms. I've been writing
we'll
down
get into
everything.
them later. We'll do this next story. Then we'll introduce the guests.
Okay, so Lindsay,
I don't. This isn't fair.
what's not fair?
Because I'm not even like this.
Shut up, Gunter.
You don't need to be. Gunta too. Gunta too. Okay,
I
so
don't want to hear
well,
it.
Lindsay and I got in a big fight
Oh,
while
I
you
knew
were
this
gone,
is what
Jim.
it was. You are such a terrible person for telling this.
And Lindsay was staying over here for a while and sleeping on the
Not
couch.
a while, for 2 weeks.
She was sleeping on Jason's couch.
May I add something? I've been away for 3 months. My room is such a fucking cum-stained bed that even though there's a spare bed in the house, Lindsay still chose the couch.
Yeah, there's a spare room, and I still slept downstairs.
Jason has found his own apartment. He lives in his own apartment. Lindsay and I get in a big fight. She runs out of the house, slams the door on me, and goes, "I'm fucking out of here." And she leaves.
Had nowhere to stay.
Had nowhere to stay.
I rented my apartment out, and it was right before I was moving into another place. So it was 2 weeks in transition.
Yeah, and I don't see her till a day later or something. Don't know anything. Don't know where she went. Nothing. About 3 weeks later,
I can't believe you told this.
Jason goes to me, "You know that night that you and Lindsay got in a fight? You know where she went?"
I spent the night at Jason's house.
Not only did she spend the night at Jason's house, she slept in bed with Jason.
It's a couch. It's a couch.
They shared a bed together.
It's a fold-out
After
couch.
all the shit she talks on him, she slept in bed with him.
Oh, come on. I love Jay. Jason and I are good friends. We.
But did you? What was it? Tops and tails, or did you? Or did
It
you?
basically was. No, he was like off. He gave me most of the area. However, there were several times when I woke up.
Did you
and
wake
your
up with
hand was
your-
like on my shoulder, and I was like, "Hey, none of that."
Did you wake up with your hair matted to your forehead with lumps of cum that had a bit of shit in it because he follows through when girls are asleep?
I was just happy to wake up alive. That's all.
Do you have any recollection of that night?
No, I blocked it out. Right?
Or
I
you
have
were-
blackouts now, like Jason.
I wouldn't say you blocked it out. He has special drugs.
Yeah.
She was drunk when she showed up, though.
Oh yeah, they
Did you
always.
tell me something,
when they
Jason?
show up late, Jason?
At any moment,
Now that you're back on the market, mate, girls are gonna be showing up like this all the time.
at any moment, Jason, did you think you had a chance?
No, I didn't want a chance.
Oh come on,
Why not?
No,
just
no,
a tit
it's-
wank. You would have taken a tit wank off her, wouldn't you?
Maybe.
Hey.
Smothered her face
Never
with a
had
pillow.
Well, you never will.
Never had one.
A tit wank? No.
I bet you some girls with big clits that have fucked you have had one. I don't know what that means. Even.
I don't either. I was just sitting trying to figure it out. Wait, can we just go over the few Jasonisms?
No, we'll do that. Do that afterwards.
No. There's one that I have to mention about his band. Jason's got a new band too. That's why he's very excited. And
I think Jason actually went for a meeting with executives in the Hollywood Hills last night of a big record deal.
And he
went up there and he had dinner with them. He's very professional. And then he took mushrooms at a fucking meeting with executives. And he took mushrooms. He just sat there. He goes, "I got wrecked." And he said, "Well, the music industry is different."
yeah, and we asked him what he was wearing there, and he goes, "Well, I'm not wearing underwear." And we said, why not? He goes, that's the thing to do.
Anyway.
We said he got this new band. He's got a new lead singer. And I said, what's your band like? And he said, my band is like a freight train of demons going through your living room at 150. Wait, no, at 15 miles per hour.
Yeah, really slow.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because you'd really see the demons there. You don't want them racing through. You'd be like, oh, what's that? What's that? What's those demons? But if they come through slowly, it's fucking scary shit. You think these demons aren't even going to leave my fucking house? They're only going 15 miles. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, and here's one of his others that is amazing. We went to see a movie. What was the movie?
Oh, it was the one with Sean Penn.
That's Sean, the CIA.
Snitch or the
Yeah.
whistleblower guy.
I forget what it was called. But after the movie, I said to Jason, did you like the movie? And he said, no. And I said, why not? And he said, because you didn't share any goobers with me.
What's a goober?
It's a chocolate-covered peanut.
Whoa. He bought goobers, and I bought... What did I buy?
I don't know.
I bought another similar, like the nut version or whatever. He said... You get those, and I'll share mine with you. And he ate all his, and he didn't. And he took some of mine, and then you didn't.
But the way I thought about it, I paid
wrong, Eddie.
I paid for everything at the movie for him.
Did you buy him a movie ticket?
I bought his ticket. I paid for everything, and then he said, I want bagel bites, and I said, I'm not paying for your bagel bites, and he said, fine, I'll pay for them myself. And I said, no, you won't, because my tax money you'll pay for that with your unemployment.
All right.
So then he sat down, and he was mad about the goobers, and I said, so you didn't like the movie? He goes, no, you didn't share your goobers. I said, did you want a goober? And he goes, I wouldn't have minded a goober. And then on the way home, he points at the Sherman Oaks Mall and goes, I ran out of there in a panic attack once. And I go, what? He goes, I was temping at the Sizzler.
not the restaurant part.
What is the fat?
No. Yeah.
But that was a job we never knew. Did you know he was a temp at the Sizzler?
No, this wasn't mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did collating and filing.
But that doesn't mean that you're a temp. Temp means like an office worker is like
that's
temp.
what it was. It was a temp in their accounting department.
You're in accounting.
No, I mean I just worked in the cube filing and taking care of databases or whatever. Like khaki pants and like shoes that go with khaki pants and a collared shirt.
And he also
And a belt.
He also went on a date with a girl that was a psychiatrist. And this is important for you, Jim, because we'll get into this.
Fucking taking a
Well,
work
now that I
home,
see
isn't
them,
she?
I don't.
Hold
think so.
on, Jason. Don't try to get
All
out of
right.
this. Jason went on
I
a
was
date,
just speaking
and I
from-
said, "Why are you going?" He goes, "This is great. She's got a lot of money, and she's going to be able to manage my mental health." And I said, "How was the date?" He said, "It was great, and I don't have fetal alcohol syndrome." And I said, "What?" He goes, I asked her, I go, "You went on a date and said, oh yeah, by the way, do I have fetal alcohol syndrome?" He goes, "Yeah, and I don't have it." She explained. He goes, "But I think Jim does."
What is it?
Why do you think Jim has fetal alcohol syndrome?
Well, actually, I met a guy recently that does have it.
What is it?
Well, your hands are a little bit smaller and your head's a little bit bigger, and But you're not. My memory was skewed. But the reason I asked is because I had a little bit of a complex about myself because of you guys. Like I was worried that I did have fetal alcohol syndrome.
Yeah, but you can't have everything wrong with you. If there is a God, he dishes out a certain amount to everyone. You got autism, doesn't mean you have autism.
You are you're on the autism spectrum.
Well, there's a spectrum, and
you're on
everybody is on the autism.
Yeah, but you're
the fact that you know that means you're autistic. Nobody who's not autistic brings out that fact. Anyway, introduce our guest.
Okay, so we got a guest tonight. We're not going to interview him. No, we actually, you're not familiar. Brody's an old friend of mine we're here with Brody Stevens, a friend of mine from New York City.
Thank you.
Brody has done many films now. He's a major motion picture star.
I'm not a star, but I've been in a few.
A few. And he's here with us tonight because Brody's always made me laugh. He makes everyone laugh. Brody's a big staple in the American stand-up comedy community.
Very big in America.
Yeah.
And what films are we talking?
See, Eddie brings them up. Now I have to go talk about it.
No, just say the names.
No, you
just
can
say the
plug.
names so that people know what we're talking about.
Well, I had a small part in The Hangover. I had
Just the biggest comedy of all time.
number one grossing R-rated comedy of all time. I had a small part.
I still think Life of Brian would be it's a better comedy.
Oh, come on. It may be.
Yeah.
I was in, what else was I in?
Due
Due Date, which did well. Numbers-wise, if you look at it, compared to The Hangover, no. I just had a line in that. I played a limo driver. And then I got cut out of Funny People. Thank God.
I didn't know you were in Funny People. I didn't even know you filmed that.
Yeah, I filmed it. Worked the full day, overtime. And
I liked Funny People. I thought Funny People was probably the best representation of a stand-up comedy in a movie that I've ever seen.
I
The first
agree.
part-
And people said it was too long. I hate that. I didn't want the film to end. I thought it was so good.
you like the love story?
Loved it.
Oh, well.
Loved it.
What did
I
that
love-
have to do with stand-up?
I don't care. I
No,
loved the film.
I see. You know when you see that Punchline movie?
No, that was real.
Yeah, because what I liked about
Because Angel Salazar was
I
in
have a
it.
locker at the Comedy Store.
yeah, a locker. They all go down to the lockers like it's a boxing gym. Like that. Oh yeah, you had a tough one. Come back next week, kid. Like you know that bit in Rocky when he comes back and they're taking his locker away. Like imagine being that stand-up when you go down to the Improv and your locker's been taken away. I'm not.
I had a locker.
It sounds like I'm doing a bit, doesn't it? I'm really
Yeah,
not.
Well, you leaned forward.
Oh, that's a bit for me now. Because I had a locker when I was a tour guide at Radio City Music Hall, if you want to think about it. I had a locker there.
That's not being a comic, though.
Oh, I was funny. I tried to be funny.
Is it
Welcome to the Radio City Music Hall on the corner of 50th and 6th Avenue.
I like when tour guides are funny like that. I'm not a big fan of the air stewardess who thinks she's funny.
I hate that.
I could punch that bitch, man. Just that fucking one who stands at the end and then just does like the safety thing, but tries to make it,
The worst is
tweaks it, does the whole like, if the oxygen mask falls down from the thing, please put one on yourself and then on the child. And if you have two childs, pick your favorite. And everyone's,
And you know what the
That's a
worst?
good one.
You know what the worst is though? I fly U.S. Airways a lot, and you have to go through Phoenix. So a lot of times I have the same flight attendants, and they have the same joke. Like they'll do it again.
Oh,
You'll
they're-
hear, and when you hear them do it the second time, you want to tackle them and fucking open the emergency exit and throw them down. Like
Why don't you tag them? Give them a tag.
Because I don't talk to them. I ignore them.
God, you are a negative person, Eddie. You are not the man I knew in New York. This U.S. Air guy. Unbelievable.
Always when you land in Vegas, they always do that. Welcome to lost wages, and you're like,
Yeah.
you cunt. You're a cunt. I actually flew back here from the UK in business class, which was very nice. You know,
Oh, nice.
The bed and everything. But people with kids in business class.
Oh,
I fucking hate those.
I hate that more than anything in the world.
Even if I
the
was a
kid won't
billionaire, I would put my fucking child just to teach it a bit of life lessons in economy.
And like I used to say, if you're a midget, every seat on a plane is first class because you have leg room. So for a kid,
Those
coach
midgets
seat,
do have it easy.
a coach.
The luxury. Imagine if you're one of those guys who lost his legs in the war. Oh, luxury. the leg room, just the luxury. There's one guy here, Vietnam vet on a skateboard out the front of our place. Luckiest man I know.
And no legs, one arm.
The stump room.
Oh, God.
Anybody?
No, Brody
good
just
stump room.
Brody
I
just
te-
got
I
Brody,
tell- I tell you
Brody
what's-
just got back from Thailand. That's a better story than
I tell you
Britain.
what's good about ripping
Probably
into
is.
people with stumps. They're not going to type us emails or complaints. So go for your life. If you want to get into the stumped people,
We don't edit much, but that might have to.
why?
They have a way to type. They
Oh, fuck that.
There was a baby.
Why is it socially acceptable for us to talk about dwarfs on here and not the stumped people? The stumped community can fucking suck my dick, but not give me a hand job.
Colin ran over that guy.
What guy? Oh,
On my skateboard, he
were
ran
you
over
there?
that guy, actually.
Were you with us?
No.
Yeah.
Holy
The tough
shit!
guy that you're talking
We
about.
were coming back from where were we?
We were down by the break. We were doing your audition down by the break.
Oh yeah. We're coming back. We're we were.
Oh, that's right. We're Hananos.
We're having burgers. We're coming back. We're on bikes and skateboards on the boardwalk.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a guy in Venice Beach that I call Knuckles.
Knuckles, yeah.
And he doesn't have any legs, and he's a midget. So like, not only is he a midget, he doesn't have
Luckiest
legs.
man on earth.
And the way he gets around, he lies face down on a skateboard and pushes with his knuckles. And we're all riding up the boardwalk, and Colin's on his skateboard, and Colin's a really good skateboarder. And I see the knuckles coming, and he's coming towards us, and all of a sudden, fucking head-on collision. Colin's skateboard fucking runs right into Knuckles.
Colin didn't see him down there.
And did your knee like bash into his head?
He jumps up on his stubs and goes, "I'll kick your ass, motherfucker! I'll kick your ass!"
He called him out. Colin ran.
He wasn't. He wasn't kicking anything.
No, Colin didn't run, but Colin was like, he had never seen this thing before, and he never saw him coming. So imagine all of a sudden, this stumpy midget pops up.
Is Knuckles, is he a flit or is Knuckles what's his dealio? He lost. He's like a war vet. Isn't he?
No. He's birth defect. He's got like one arm that's really not even developed, and then one arm with some hand, and then.
Oh, I love the stump with a few fingers. On the end.
The fig tree.
I always like that. You call it the fig tree.
You know, it's like
There's a children's presenter on British television that has a flit arm, right? And she's a children's presenter, like she does like the play school stuff. She does stuff with toilet rolls and pipe cleaners and all that type of stuff, right? And people call in on a daily basis to the children's network and complain that there's this woman with a flit arm on there. Like, what type of a cunt of a parent would have the child come in and go, "Mummy, one of the kid's arms isn't the right length," and instead of going, "In this world, there are people who are different," right? Instead of saying that and you go, you just have to understand people's differences in the world, right? Instead of saying that, go, "Well, we're ringing that station and we're going to tell that flid woman off."
What do you call it? Flit? What do you call it?
Flumidomide.
Oh.
It's a drug.
It's a drug that if women used to take when they were pregnant, the babies would come out that way. They thought it was something beneficial, but it came out that you got these little.
I got you. Dinosaur arms.
Yeah, dinosaur arms.
It's a shame. Yeah.
It's a shame, yeah.
Brody, this show's way too negative for you, isn't it?
Well, I'm a positive energy guy. I've just gone through a lot of negativity in my life.
Yeah, and what changed you?
Hebrew, Buddhist, Christian. I just traveling. I did fly. I was in Bangkok recently, and I flew business class. And
Lovely Bangkok.
And there was a child the whole way, and
you were able to handle it.
The baby was moving around a lot, but she got him to...
No, in Thailand, that's part of the service of the airline. Everyone gets a child in there.
Well, she had the kid. The kid was moving around. I didn't think of it like, wow, you're in business class, you shouldn't have a kid, I guess, but maybe now I would think like, you probably should go to economy. But she was making room for the kid to sleep on the ground, on the floor, like a little bed area, I guess.
I saw that on a flight to Africa.
What?
Where they were, the shit that was going on our plane.
Kids running around?
Not just kids. I felt like I was at a fucking like tribal meeting. Like people were dancing. Fucking they were meetings.
They were dancing on the airplane?
Dancing. There were meetings in the corner. Yeah. We landed in Nairobi. We had to land to take a break to get gas.
The pilot died of AIDS.
So we had to refuel with white blood cells.
White blood cells, not even good blood cells. You went white.
So we stop and they turned the plane off in Nairobi.
Oh, it must have got hot. No air conditioning.
Just imagine the smell. It was.
What you're saying because people were on the plane, not particular people.
I'm
were on
saying
the plane.
particular people from a third world country that don't use deodorant, and it was the worst.
Oh, Eddie.
Eddie. I'm a guest, and that's
they think you smell like dairy. We're all culturally different. Live and let live. Yeah. That's what I say, and I have a moustache like Hitler.
Yeah, Jim right now is where... Oh, can we even talk about this? Because you're worried about it being in pictures.
I took it down. Well, all that happened was I had a moustache for Movember in Britain. I actually wore it on a TV show, which is airing January 14th on ITV in Britain, if you're listening. And I look like a bit of a tool with it. But I kept it because I had a really good audition for a part that I auditioned for today. I don't think I got the part. It was to be like a cop in a country town. I don't think I got the part. So what I did was
tell them how you walked in and the other actor, Danny Masterson, was the other actor. He went in to read the part. Danny Masterson has the exact same mustache.
Had grown exactly the same mustache, and we were just looking at, hello. Anyway, so I went and read for the part, and then when I came home thinking I haven't got one, I went to shave my moustache off. Now, any man who's truly honest with themselves, if you grow a beard, you go, I'll have the beard, and then you shave a really dodgy moustache in to begin with, and then you show your girlfriend or whatever, and you go, hey, I got a moustache, oh, I'm a porn star. And then as the day goes on, you go, oh, I'm Errol Flynn, and then it gets all the way down, and you get the Hitler, and I've got the Hitler right now, but I also have the hair and everything like that.
We were arguing who's a better Hitler.
Now, yesterday I said I was going to do this, and Eddie has this thing, and I will never understand it, but Eddie's very proud that when he does the moustache and the hair, that he looks extremely like Hitler. I personally think he looks nothing like Hitler. If you've heard my comments on Eddie's face before, he has rat-like features. So I was there arguing with him last night.
Well, wait.
I was arguing. I said, I would make a better Hitler than you. And it got into a confrontation who would look more like Hitler. It's nothing to be proud of, but I genuinely think I do look more like Hitler. And I've asked the people in the room, and you all agree that...
You do.
I do. I look more like Hitler than Eddie.
But
But would you make a better Hitler than Eddie?
But I'm very.
I wouldn't make a better Hitler.
I'm very competitive. So
Eddie involves the whole Hitler psyche.
No,
Did you hear what he
that's
said about? Did you hear what he said about the people on the plane? Right? Eddie's more Hitler-esque. Even with this, it's still more of a Chaplin feel, right? But Eddie's,
whoa! I brought a Jew on the show.
I am Jewish.
See, and he's a friend of mine. So
you brought him on here because you said, "Oh, I don't like this bloke. We'll kill him."
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
No, I answered the door one time. I had a Hitler mustache that I had shaved just to look at it, and I forgot I had done it. And Naomi Glauberman, our landlord, who is Jewish, came by to bring Andre Braugher, who was living here at the time, the actor. Do you know Andre Braugher?
The black guy.
Yeah, he's from men of a certain age.
He was on your flight to Nairobi.
Yeah, yeah. You call him a black guy. He calls him part of the final solution or something. I don't know what Eddie calls him, but carry on.
So they came to the front door. She wanted to introduce Andre to me. I forgot that I had a Hitler mustache. They knock on the door. I come running down the steps. I open the door. And you know there's that moment when you realize you've done something really fucked up. I look at them. They look at me. And I went, the only thing that came out of my mouth, I went, I forgot something. And I ran back up the steps. And you can't just shave that off. You need clippers.
No, I just shaved the rest of my stuff.
Oh,
I
I clipped it. I went, that
straight
hurt.
off. I did the whole lot.
So I took the clippers. I'm going, and I shaved it and then came running back down the steps like they would not care at this point. Like, oh, so he got rid of it. So I came down and I said, hey, how you doing? And they were like, what the fuck is...
Does Andre Braugher not live next door anymore?
No, he moved out.
Do you think it was us? He never liked us.
No, he didn't. Definitely not.
No, he didn't. He liked Jason. And I never got an
Yeah,
opportunity.
he came in here one day and looked at the kitchen and we hung out for a
Hold on.
I never got an opportunity. Hold on. I never got an
He was
opportunity to
walking
hang
by,
out with
the door
him.
was open. He heard me
Because-
in here working. He knocked on the door and he wanted to see what I was doing.
You invited him over for drinks, and what did he say?
Oh, I invited him to come by here, and he's like, "No, thanks." I was like, "You should come by. We got a podcast we're doing." He's like, "Yeah, I won't do that." He said exactly like that. No, I won't be doing that.
Why did he say it like that?
I don't know.
He was just being honest?
Yeah,
He lives in the neighborhood, or he did?
Next door.
next
He
door.
lived
live right here.
Right, like 2 meters away, just over there.
We share-
And the thing
we
is,
share a
Jason,
laundry with him.
Jason gives him my DVD of my HBO special, just hands it to him and says, have a listen to Jim. And so he has a preconceived notion of me just in my stand-up and not as an actual human, and I can't talk to him. And by the way, Jason, you can't just give away my
He
shit.
gave away one last
I
night.
know.
You,
no, I
you
did
gave
not.
one last night.
You gave that away.
You
Jim
gave one
that
away.
DV to me. That was my DVD.
Did you
gave
hand
away
Alcoholicost
to
away?
your gym guy.
I've only got 3 of them, you fucking dickhead.
Gave away his.
Yeah, the one that you gave me. He gave
I gave it to
he
him. I've
gave
only
to
got 3.
His cult leader.
I've only got 3. The rest of them in the UK, I don't have any of them. They're to
You
give
gotta
to.
get that back.
Don't give it to. Yeah, get that
I want
back.
to see it.
Get that back. That's Jason's. I'm being serious. Get that back.
No, Jason's not getting it.
You don't give my shit out either.
Yeah, I gave
It's
it
just
out.
the fact that no. This is the weird thing, Eddie. When people come into the house, they don't want your albums. I try to give them away. They just don't want them.
But Jim,
That was mean.
It was me.
I bought you a sushi roll yesterday.
You bought no. I'm not angry with you. That DVD was for you.
Well, I mean, the one that I gave to Andre was,
I think you're being rude to our guest.
Oh,
You're not
yeah,
even
true,
talking to our
true,
guest.
yeah.
That's okay.
No,
I'm soaking in it. I had a lot of bonbons for dinner.
Did you eat bonbons?
What's a bonbon?
It's an ice cream dish.
It's ice cream with
delicious.
chocolate covered. It's really good.
Yeah, I had a lot of them. I had pizza, bonbons, too many bonbons.
Let me tell you one of the things that I'm most proud of Brody for.
What?
When I was doing when I was driving home from Las Vegas, I turned on the Adam Carolla podcast.
Adam Carolla podcast.
Which is a very, very funny podcast. And Adam Carolla, Colin was with me driving home. And Adam Carolla apparently wasn't around once to do his podcast. I've never heard him have a fill-in guest. Has he ever done it before?
He's had a few.
Well, he had Brody fill in and host his podcast, which, Colin, didn't you think it was one of the funniest things you've ever heard? Oh, we were dying laughing. But then I talked to Brody, and apparently...
It was bad response, yeah. Yeah, the message boards and the Corolla fans, and they're not accepting of anything that's not like Adam or not from the Adam family, or maybe they just didn't like me. Maybe I went about it all wrong. Maybe I was too aggressive, too focused, treating the podcast like a show as opposed to a conversation. So now I've learned I'm more conversational. I sit back, I listen, and apparently that's what America wants. I went and did another podcast, and I got ripped. I tried to do my own, same kind of thing. But I was hosting, and I had different guests, and I think people like it. But I have problems dealing with, the negative feedback and all that stuff.
But Brody, let me ask you something. You got to hosting that show with the way you do things. Why would you change now?
Well, because I didn't like the onslaught of negative energy.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing with
Neither does Jim.
I can't read. I don't read anything about me on the internet anymore because
you're lying.
I did the other day. But I try not to.
It ruined his day.
It ruins my day.
He read
Let's not go on about it.
He read a negative two comments.
2 comments.
And it ruined his day.
Ruined my day.
I get stressed out when you tell me things a little bit. I like to be completely oblivious.
We make them up. Nobody comments about you.
I know. I get people that write about you all the day. Most people really like you.
Yeah. You're very well liked.
His
brother wants to punch you.
What's up with that?
What's all that about?
Why does your brother hate me so much?
Yeah, you know when Jim's brother hates you? What's all that about?
You know when people have an internet Wi-Fi connection and they can read stuff about themselves?
So are we allowed to say where we're at?
Yeah.
We're in Venice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a pretty cool area, right?
It's for the homeless, for junkies. But apart from that,
Knuckles likes it.
I didn't pick up that vibe. It is right around here, really.
Haven't you spent time down here?
A lot of time. But maybe I'm not here at night right in this area.
There's over 1,000 homeless in that 1 mile strip on an average.
1,000.
How do you know that?
Because I was part of all the stuff back in the day when I was doing the presidential.
Oh, that's right.
thing
You were going to
and,
become a president.
So what do they pay? What kind of rent?
The homeless?
Yeah.
Nothing. They're homeless.
Wait! We forgot to bring it up. While I was gone, I got a text from Jason. I was home with my family in Pittsburgh, and I get a text from Jason that said, I got punched in the face by a homeless guy today. Wait, this is the best. He got punched in the a homeless guy came up and asked Jason for a cigarette. And this is what he said to me. He asked for a cigarette. I said no. He punched me in the face. So I roundhouse kicked him. I'm pretty sure he's hurting. No, but I like that. That's what he went for, the roundhouse.
You roundhouse kicked a homeless guy?
He punched me in the face.
Yeah, that's not the thing that's confusing. The fact that you hit the guy back is not confusing. The fact that you didn't punch him back is confusing. That your brain went straight to roundhouse. That's no one's debating that the activity of hurting this man. Why the roundhouse?
Because you've been watching
he
that.
stepped out of range.
Because he stepped out of range. Oh my God. Your fat little legs have more range than your fat little arms. I'm amazed if you can lift them past your knee. How what do you mean by
When
did you jump up in the air? Was there a whole spin involved?
Did your roundhouse catch his knee?
No.
Or did it get higher?
It hit him right here.
You
Was
were
it
able-
Knuckles on the skateboard?
No. It was some salty dude with dreadlocks. I don't know.
What does salty mean?
Old?
Yeah, he's like a little bit older.
Was he African American?
No.
White guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're never homeless. How did that happen? I would have got Mexican as my next
Well,
choice.
he had
I never
dreadlocks.
see too many no.
No,
You-
what?
Do you wash your
Mexican
foot after
homeless.
this?
What
Did you wash your foot after this?
What about the woman? There's
It was a slow burner. It was good though.
there's a homeless woman. Have you ever seen the woman that goes through the trash
He's
cans?
not homeless.
That's Lindsay.
Okay.
Oh.
The one you're talking about is not homeless.
What, the trash can?
Yeah, Gunter 2, as I call it now.
Okay, so there's a homeless woman that wears one of those headlamps and goes to the garbage like late at night.
Oh yeah, she wears like she's a minor. She wears those things like
But
she's a
not
minor.
homeless.
She's a little Chilean minor, and she goes.
What do you mean
to-
she's not homeless?
She's not homeless.
How do you know? How do you know her?
Because she's been coming around here for years. Like, she's got a husband and kids, and like.
Wait. But she told.
Has she lost them? Is she?
No.
looking for them?
Here's the best
No.
They
part.
might be in the bins.
Jason
She
told
makes
me.
good money on recycling.
Jason goes. She makes good money. She's putting 2 kids through Harvard.
She's not putting
I
2
didn't say
kids
two.
through
You said-
Harvard.
And it was the guy who owns the deli that told me that her son was at Harvard a few years ago.
Oh my god. You will believe anything.
Give everybody the
do you,
benefit
do you
of
know
the
what I
doubt.
want to do right now? I want
try to see
to
the
roundhouse
best in
you in the
people.
head.
I think it's possible that she has a
Yeah.
son at Harvard.
Yeah.
isn't it?
And when bring your parents to school day is,
Ah, yeah.
he can't find his mom because she's stuck in a dumpster.
She's out the back going, these college kids throw away anything, don't they?
And whenever somebody says, "Do you need some more cans?" she goes, "Yeah, you know how expensive it is to keep a kid in Harvard."
But when he becomes a doctor, then mama gets the money back, doesn't she?
You really believe that?
It's possible.
It's not possible.
It's not possible.
Brody?
I don't think it's. She needs help. But I see all these people do recycling. You think about there's only one bottle. You know what I mean? It's like early bird gets the worm on that stuff.
Yeah.
You got to be really dedicated.
I think it's harder work than work.
I agree.
Like, it's harder than working in McDonald's. It is. It's harder than that. And
they're
there's
not
nothing
lazy
harder than
people.
working in McDonald's.
Did you ever work at McDonald's?
I did. I worked there for 2 years. They let you do it in
2
Australia from
years.
14. I did it from 14 to 16.
Brody, you my favorite story in the whole world. Why you say enjoy? Can you please tell it?
Well, it did come from a McDonald's.
Yeah. Mickey D, our friend Mickey Dwyer in Australia, lives for this. He and his sister think it's the funniest thing in the whole world. Would you please tell the story?
Well, now that I'm put on the spot, I guess I'll have to.
Well, there's no other way.
Well, I'm not much of a storyteller. But no, how I came up with like enjoy, how you always, go, enjoy. You know, I say that. And I remember it was my freshman year in college out in Tempe, Arizona State. It's like in the late 80s. And I would go to McDonald's on Sunday mornings. I'd get the Big Mac and whatever. I'd read the newspaper. I was kind of homesick, actually. So I'd go there and I get it. And the girl working there, the lady, she was just very great energy about it. So I'd get the Big Mac, the number one. She would go, enjoy. Just very enjoy, like very happy. And then I actually saw her working at a Wendy's, went through the drive-through of Wendy's. Just like a month later, I go through, kind of get a biggie fry, double, and this, and it's like enjoy. She was working there. And then I went to Arby's, and she was working, just like a month later. She was at the Arby's. I get a medium lemonade, curly fries. Enjoy. And she had the messed up arms too. So she would like shuffle the board, the tray. I remember like distinctly. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Very, very happy, very excited. And I don't know, I guess she was working different fast food gigs. So at McDonald's, then at Wendy's, and then at Arby's. Do
Do you think she was working them all at once, so she was fired from one?
Did you ever go back to McDonald's when she was there then?
going back, she might have been working at both concurrently. I'm not sure, but I'm not crazy. I know she was working at.
Yeah, you
there's
wouldn't
a- if
you
there's
wouldn't
a-
mistake a fig tree arm.
You wouldn't, yeah. It's the small arms with the thing, yeah.
She probably came in like to clean it up. She was like a good worker. It's like, you got a problem at your fast food
Well-
place, bring this lady in. She'll clean it up.
When-
Boom.
When I worked at McDonald's when I was a kid, there was there was a lad who was maybe about 19 years old, still worked at the McDonald's, and it was simple bloke.
Oh, it's nice.
A bit like Forrest Gumpy type of
Yeah.
a guy, right? Nice lad, and he basically he wasn't allowed near the cooking implements, and he couldn't do the till, but he was out there sweeping and mopping and cleaning tables.
Tasting.
Anyway, you know when like people try to tell kids like that something's not bad and that like I'll explain. He won Employee of the Month like every month because like
You have
you
to.
got to.
Oh,
you know?
wow. He got Employee of the Month?
Yeah, he was always getting Employee of the Month.
But you
right?
had to. It's
when-
kind of like the kid that gets to go
but
to the football
also
game.
he was the best worker. Out of all of us douchebag teenagers that didn't want to be there, he was the one that was really into the shift. And the guy who owned the place, when he was giving out the Employee of the Month, now, be honest, it was just a little badge that would weigh him down even more. It wasn't anything exciting. There wasn't any money involved in Employee of the Month. There was a plaque and, the simple kid enjoyed it. But, So the guy who ran the McDonald's said, now a lot of you might question why he always gets Employee of the Month. And a lot of you might be saying things like this. He gets it because he's a good guy, right? And so from that moment on, me and my mates, if you were calling your friend a retard, would go, he's a good guy.
So he got Employee of the Month. This good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
And you get your own parking spot.
No,
You get
parking. He's not allowed to drive.
Oh, he didn't get to park his big wheel?
No.
That's what I wanted to get to. I wanted to get to that joke. Big wheel. I was thinking about that the whole way.
You're on fire now.
I like that. I like that. You go big wheel and then you go backwards. Retard. Parking spot. We're there.
Bingo.
Well, wait. They always put their picture up on the wall, the Employee of the Month.
Yeah.
My first headshots that I ever had taken, I was very proud of them. They're horrible. If you see them now, they're just pathetic. I go into McDonald's after I've been taken West 4th Street in New York City. Same photographer did the Employee of the Month.
You didn't work at a McDonald's, did you?
I've never worked.
Well, you never had another job besides being a comic?
I was a lifeguard and a ski instructor.
Right,
Oh.
they're
I
jobs.
thought you used to work
But
for your dad.
yeah, but
Not
you're
really.
a rich kid, aren't you?
No, I wasn't
Yeah,
rich.
you are.
No, I wasn't rich.
He was born with
fuck.
born
I'll
with the
tell you
debit card in
something.
his
I'll
mouth.
tell you something, Eddie. Right, as a working class kid, I will not listen to you fucking sit there.
You
and go,
call yourself working
I've been
class.
a
I have
ski
been-
instructor.
I have been to
a
St.
ski instructor and a lifeguard.
Come on, Eddie. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, what are you jumping in for?
I worked. I
You
worked
never
at
There's nothing wrong with it,
Bull
but you're
crap.
a child of privilege.
I was not a child of
You
privilege.
are a child of privilege.
I was a child that everyone
Your
else
parents did everything for you except fix your teeth.
I'm very angry tonight. Look at Jason. He's even scared.
Don't fight.
Oh, he hates it when his parents fight.
I don't like
Oh.
No, I will tell you this. I was not a child of privilege. I should have worked. I was just one of those kids that just refused to. So I never had money. I was like Jason. I just mooched off everyone. I just didn't want to work. Rather than have money, I would, go do
Eddie, that's a big different. That's a whole different story than saying you were a lifeguard in a. You
Yeah.
come from. Come on, privilege.
Yeah.
$1 goes a long way in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. And where are all these beaches in Pittsburgh? Is it?
Yeah.
There's rivers.
You're a lifeguard by a river?
No, I was a
What
lifeguard.
the fuck does that?
No, I was a lifeguard in Stone Harbor, New Jersey.
Imagine that with fucking Pamela Anderson running around with pebbles all over her and fucking. Oh, we got to go get a tire out. I'll be there.
Did
Dead
you save
body.
anybody?
Yeah, I actually have made a ton of rescues, but I had to be
Okay.
rescued once.
As a lifeguard.
As a lifeguard, I was rescued. I was the worst swimmer on the patrol.
Right.
I was terrible, and I can't believe they took me. The only reason they took me is because I could run fast, so they wanted me for the competitions, and I literally had to be rescued. Like, it was awful. It was an awful. I shit my pants all night long afterwards, but had to be pulled out of the water by Coast Guard.
Have we all enjoyed this one? Has this been a good one?
We didn't talk to Brody enough.
It's not
I
our
feel
best
like.
one.
It's okay. It's my fault. I'm still jet lagged.
Where'd you come from?
A place called Bangkok.
Yeah.
You were there like 2 weeks ago.
Takes a while to
It does. It does. Takes a while.
I want to go
Not
down.
2 weeks.
I want
but-
to go down to Australia and I want to go to UK. I have the time now. I want to go
Okay,
on
we'll
the
take
Eddie
you.
F. Jim Jeffries sponsored comedy tour.
Yeah, I can see.
We want to be
some
in
people.
Hangover 3.
It may happen. Let's see what happens with the Hangover 2.
Okay,
Yeah, but
that's why.
he told me before the podcast began there won't be a Hangover 3 because they all die at the end of number 2.
Oh, why would you tell that?
Oh, I didn't say that, Jim. How dare you?
You can't tell that.
That can't get out.
They all die.
No, I work on these films. I'm afraid to take photos. But
Why?
people take photos. They say no photos.
Oh,
But I always think if I do a photo and I take some.
was it a fun experience? Don't lie.
Yeah.
Or was it you were stuck in a trailer the whole time?
No, it was a fun experience. You're talking about this last one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Who got the Mel Gibson role in the end that they were going to have? Who did they cast for that in the end?
Liam Neeson's going to be in it
Oh, Liam Neeson.
at this point.
I like him because he never says the N word. That's what I like about Liam Neeson. Never said the N word, and he's never hoped that his wife gets raped by a pack of N words. Because Liam Neeson's good like that, isn't he? He's still very anti-Semitic, but he doesn't say the N word.
Doesn't say it.
Brody didn't appreciate my Twitter. You didn't like that when I wrote that about the Hangover cast.
What was it? Well, did I?
I said that when they said I said Mike Tyson's okay, but Mel Gibson's not. It's funny how you get integrity when you get money.
Well, that was the thing is they didn't want they were happy to have a racist in a film, but they didn't want
Rapist.
a racist.
No racist, pro rapist.
Yeah, you can have a rapist in a film, but as long as he's not racist, that's the Hangover.
But
thing.
they're saying like he did his time. He went to jail and he did his time. Mike Tyson.
but
So Gibson can be Hangover 6.
But there's no time for saying the N word. You can't go to prison for it. So if we're going to go down this argument, this is a difficult one right here.
No, but didn't he get in trouble with?
I'll tell you, Mel Gibson's doing time. Trust me, he's doing time. Walking down the road, every fucking comic on every Tonight Show, his career's gone down the toilet. I'm telling you, he's dealing with some demons.
Yeah, he and Michael Richards.
He lost his original wife with all the bloody kids and all that type of stuff. His film career's gone to shit. He was the biggest star in the world.
There's a statistic that came out that was the top 3 Twitters of 2010.
Yeah.
One of them was Justin Bieber. One of them was like something else, and they were both very positive. And then the third one was Mel Gibson, and it was something like 86% negative feedback. And this was out of all Twitters ever, he was the third most, and it was almost entirely negative. Like people hate him.
Yeah, I hate.
Well, I don't hate him for that. I hate him for the Jesus movie.
I hate that American actor.
I don't hate him. I mean, everyone's. Am I supposed to hate him?
I still think he's a fucking great actor and a good director, man. Mad Max is one of the best.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the movie I
And
liked?
they're bringing out
I
Mad
don't
Max
hate.
4.
What's the movie with the Mayans?
Well, nice guy.
What's the movie?
That's yeah, with the people that were like on that plane that you were on. What's that called? With the you
Apocalypto,
know
yeah. Apocalypto.
That was a good film. The Jesus film.
the
sucked.
Jesus film. What I like,
Jesus film
what
ruined it.
I always find funny about Jesus is they always go on whenever they're hitting him. It's always like a big deal when a priest would tell you and they go, then he was whipped and then he was this and then they put the talons with the claws in it and dragged on his back, and then they put on a crown of thorns and you're like, fucking bring it on, cunt head. It's a crown of thorns.
Do you
Like it's a
think-
few prickly bits.
Question.
I just had talons rip the flesh off my back. I've got a scratchy forehead now. Oh, life can't get worse than this. Please, Father, take me.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
Did Jesus say, "Bring it on, cunt"?
Bring it on, cunt. That's well, he had to sin for us to be forgiven for ours. It's in the Bible. Bring it on, cunt. Bring it on, cunt's actually the Bible sequel. People don't know that.
It's gonna be.
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Cunt.
It's the movie's opening the same week as Hangover 2.
Yeah. That's
You have to compete with "Bring It On, Cunt."
Bring it on, cunt. It's about a whole lot of girls who are in cheerleading squads.
I was going with that one.
Yeah, I'll set you up with a big wheel joke. Don't worry.
Hey, call back. Lindsay says we have to wrap it up, but I want to say that it's great to be here in Venice.
Don't listen to Lindsay. You do what you want.
I'm getting back into comedy.
Listen, we're recording another show after this, and the guy that's doing the show, he has nothing else to do with his life. So you take as much time as you want.
Oh, that's pretty far, Westlake Village.
Andy bought
Eddie,
his
just
dinner.
flew in from New York. Please. Be positive.
Punch him in his crooked teeth, mate.
Can I Twitter this tomorrow or
Yeah,
tonight?
yeah. Twitter away.
Twitter, it'll be on tomorrow.
I want people to listen to this, spread the word. I want to go to the UK. I want to go to Australia because I was in Bangkok. I feel like if I made it that far,
Did you see the Lady Boys?
That's exactly how Australia is as
Yeah.
well.
Did you see any Lady Boys?
I saw everything.
You did?
Snakes, ladyboys, giraffes.
I went into a bar once in Thailand where they had that thing when you're going in. I just got. Have you ever gotten just sick of hookers?
Yes.
It's a weird place to be in, where you're just like enough already, enough with the hookers, right? And so I went to the guy that was showing us around. I was doing some comedy gigs out there, and I said to the guy, I just don't want to go where there's no hookers. And so we go into this bar, and it's like, fucking hell, this is good. This is like a normal bar. I said, thanks. I've been killing to go into a normal bar for hours now. And then he points upwards, and there's a glass ceiling for the second story, and there's girls just sitting naked, so their vaginas are like suctioning on, like fucking. So if they move, there'd be like a snail trail across their fucking. And then they had numbers painted on their ass, so you could buy them off the like looking at a lobster tank. You know what I mean? That's terrible. Yeah, it's not much of a story.
What's the name of that place?
Sloppy Roof Sit.
Saddle Ranch.
Saddle Ranch.
It makes it easy with the number.
Brody, have you enjoyed this experience?
Yeah.
I don't feel like you have.
Well, it's like I'm a little tired, but I'm not going to use that as a reason.
No, you were good. We enjoyed having you.
It was fine. What do you want from me?
I don't know.
We've only had one other guest, and he was poor, and you've outdone him completely.
I mean, what do you want from me, Eddie? I've had bad experiences on podcasts. I got ripped.
This was a great experience.
Thank you, Lindsay.
I'm letting Brody take over the show. This is what he did to Adam Carolla.
Oh, I did. But I do want to go to the UK, and I do want to
I
go.
know, we've heard it.
I'll have credit. You could say he's the guy from Hangover 1,
They'll
Hangover
take
2,
you over me. Yeah, no.
Due Date, and Chelsea lately.
Great announcer voice.
What have you done on Chelsea lately?
Round table and sketches.
How did you do in the round table?
I did all right.
Jim, how did you do on Chelsea lately?
Chelsea wasn't very nice to me, and I did very poorly on the show. And it was the first time I ever did American TV, and all my agents and stuff showed up, and I was on for about 5 minutes, and I made a joke about Rolf Harris, and then I found out you guys don't know who Rolf Harris is.
Oh, good work.
And yeah, it was pretty bad. And after your first joke dies, and also panel shows in Britain, like you're going on Paul Venz's Showtime thing,
Green Room.
Green Room.
Yeah.
You're going on the Green Room tomorrow,
Yeah.
is it? Good luck with that, Eddie. And they record that over about an hour and a half, and they edit it down to 30 minutes. And that's how panel shows are done in Britain as well. But the panel show in Chelsea lately is like 5 minutes long, and I was doing that. I'll bide my time, and then I'll come out with the gold, and then it was fucking over. And if that was...
I did the same thing, only she throws to you, and she said to me, what do you think of Nicole Richie only being in prison for 20 minutes? And I said, that's not even enough time to get raped. And
Eddie, that's not acceptable.
No wonder you did poorly. You only gave yourself to blame.
Hold on.
It's always these kids from a privileged background. Privilege.
You can't even say it.
I can't even say it.
I went to school where they taught us how to say privilege.
Lifeguards.
No, but they were upset that I did rape jokes, and they said our audience are women. Why would you do a rape joke? And I'm like,
Because women get raped.
Yeah. There's something in that for everyone.
but is that bad of a joke? I have much worse rape jokes than Nicole. Oh, that's not even enough time to get raped. And then Chelsea.
She lives around the corner now.
And then Chelsea.
Who does?
No, Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay
does.
Lohan lives around the corner.
Lindsay Lohan moved.
I
in
mix them up.
like a block away.
Lives in Rita's LA, Chelsea.
No, but we're not talking about Chelsea. Chelsea then said, she said, have you been raped? Or you must know what you're talking about. And I said, I've been to prison, which I have. And I told her the story about going to jail.
You went
And-
for one night.
Yeah, I went for one night. And
It's because your dad wanted to teach you a lesson because you took the yacht out.
That's funny.
Thanks, Lindsay.
and
Very funny.
yeah, I can't remember. Okay, show's over.
All right.
Oh, Eddie, all right.
Thanks, as soon as you tease Eddie, the show's over. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
No, I'm not going to let it end.
Brody,
I'm not
Steven.
gonna,
Thank you, Brody Stevens.
and does Brody, do you have anything you want to plug?
I've got some things happening. I'll be at the San Francisco Sketch Fest coming up in a couple weeks, and I like to Twitter. And you can look for me if I'm not cut out in Hangover 2. If I'm not cut out, but you never know how this town is. Now I'm depressed.
You can check us out on Stitcher Radio. We're on iTunes now. You can subscribe to us on iTunes. And we now officially have a website as of when?
We do have a website. It should be up in the next 2 or 3 days.
And what's the name of it, Lindsay?
Name at this moment is www.talkin, TALKIN-shit.
Also, I got to put a plug in.
SHIT.com.
I would like to thank the people at Stern Pinball for giving me all the hoodies and T-shirts.
And I would like to thank Vans for giving me shoes and shirts. And
I would like to thank Jason for giving me a couch to sleep on that one cold night.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
And I'd like to thank Jason for taking her dignity.
I'd like to thank Jason for not raping me.
as
You're
far
so
as you
loose you
know.
didn't even feel it, darling. That's the end.